how to polish and protect your paint for under $100.
I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Today we're going to show you a quick, easy, economical way to polish your paint. Now a lot of people are afraid of polishing. They can wash, they can decontaminate their vehicles. They're happy doing that. They'll put on an LSP. They might even want to put on a coating.
LSP is a last step product.
Right. It's easy to do, but they're afraid of polishing. We're going to make polishing so easy, you're going to want to do it tomorrow, maybe this afternoon.
Less than $100. The budget is real, folks. We've already washed. We've already decontaminated this vehicle. We're ready to polish, Ivan. They want to know, the folks out there want to know what products and what process to make this happen.
Well, first of all, you need a polish. The gold standard polish. Time of recording, $30. Next, you need a pad. The pad we've chosen is our gold standard waffle pad. This is the ultimate pad. If you only have one pad in your life, this is the one to have. It will polish, it will cut, it will do what you need. Next, the machine. Now, this is a random orbital sander. And people are going, but that's not a polisher. It can be a polisher, and it can actually be a pretty good little polisher. They're inexpensive. At the time of this recording, this one was $25, that one was $14 on sale. So that brings it way under budget so far. Next, we mentioned protecting. Well, ceramic gloss. And we're gonna use so little of this that there's enough in here to do many, many, many vehicles.
So the price that we're putting in this, Ivan, is for the bottle, right? This is $19.99 at the time of recording.
Right.
But the amount of product you're gonna use here, I mean, if we really want to do clickbait on this title, the amount of polish and ceramic gloss you could use would probably be, you know, for under $30 at that point. You're paying for the machine. Yeah,
we'll be using $2 worth of polish at most, and we'll be using maybe 50 cents worth of ceramic gloss. So, you know, we're well under the price. We have 2 microfiber towels. One is dampened and rinseless, and this is our Pearl Weave towel. And then we have our standard buffing towel, nice fluffy towel, this for the final pass with the ceramic gloss. Now, you've seen this in the past, use a pad washer. And a pad washer, it's not cheap. It's actually quite expensive. If you're a professional detailer or even a very serious hobbyist, you need a pad washer, trust us. But you don't have the budget for a pad washer, this is your first time ever polishing, you want to make sure you like polishing before you invest in a pad washer, what we have here will do it for you.
It's interesting because you may not even realize that cleaning pads is so important if you've never polished before. Trust us, it is. I mean, you might be at that point where you're like, well, maybe I'll just buy 10 pads. No. All you need is one pad if you properly clean it. Pad washer is great for the pros. This is great if you're just starting out.
Now, some people will use 10 pads to do a car. We generally use one pad to do 10 cars. The budget is really there. Now, in my little tray here, and you can use a painter's tray, you can use a bowl, you can use whatever you want, just don't bring it back to the kitchen afterwards. And we have just a little bit of rinseless wash, not much. I just touch the pad to the rinseless wash. I'll slightly massage it, and then in my bucket, I'll spin it out. And before you ask, these are food grade buckets. They are available at your local restaurant supply. We get asked about these clear buckets a lot. They're not exactly chemically resistant. So they look great on film, but for your own stuff at home, get a regular bucket.
Now, I just realized, Ivan, they may not have rinseless wash.
No.
So will that blow the budget up?
They should have been able to wash their vehicle. So this is the polishing step. You've already washed, you've already decontaminated. There's a good chance you've got a rinseless wash.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. And then I'm just gonna put it in the bucket and spin out the excess liquid. Now you'll see this is a brand new pad. When we clean our pad as we're going, you'll see a lot more accumulating here because it will actually be spinning out the excess polish and clear coat we've taken off the vehicle. Because every time you're polishing, you're taking clear coat off the vehicle. Now at this point, hopefully Nick hasn't edited anything because we're gonna do this as a one and done, no editing, so you see how fast we're moving, what sort of pressure we're applying, how often we're cleaning the pad, all of that.
It's a real life video, real time as well.
Yeah.
And the reason we didn't want to do editing is simply that, like, we want to show you this can really be done. There's no fancy time lapses, there's nothing. It's just we want to prove it to you how easy it is.
Yeah.
We're going to do basically a side of the vehicle to show you reasonably how many passes, how long that's going to take, give you a real feel for the process.
Yeah, we're not going to do the whole vehicle. We're just going to do the side. So bear with us. It's not going to be a 3-hour long video. And I just dampened my pad. I want to put polish on it. The gold standard polish, you want to be aggressive with the trigger, not hard, fast. So I have my pad lightly spinning. One spray of the polish is all I need. And Nick stood out of the way.
Just in case.
There's no need.
I don't know why. It's just instinct.
Yeah. And I'm going to take this to the paint. Now, cord over the shoulder. And we generally do 3 passes. And we're just going for gloss enhancement on this type of polishing. You're not going to get out deep defects, but we're going to be going left to right, up and down, left to right with a 50% overlap.
You'll notice we both have our cords over our shoulders, keeping them away from the vehicle, and that's something that a lot of people don't often do. So make sure you have your cord over your shoulders, keeping it away from the vehicle. And you'll notice how Nick is going around the window first and using the body lines to his advantage. Same as myself, I'm using the body lines, and no, I'm not necessarily going up and down and left to right because of the curvature of the fender. Nick's also polishing the window, which is a great thing. Polishing windows helps you clean them, makes them a lot easier. Now, while Nick continues to polish, I'm grabbing a rinseless dampened towel, and with that towel, I'm just loosening up the polish residue. I'm not trying to wipe all of it off. I'm just using the rinseless to emulsify and break down that polish residue, making it much easier to remove.
I did my section pass, and because the gold standard can work for so long, with the yellow foam pad, I knew I had enough polish left to do this window. I normally am not trying to stretch my pass out too wide, but you're not going to mess up glass, and so I sort of figured out, let's just see how far this can go. And it really, I mean, with a yellow pad, you can really get away with pretty large polishing sections.
Yeah, exactly. Now you'll notice I polished right over these emblems. I polished over this vent here, because the gold waffle pad can follow these contours.
It can also polish over trim. Sometimes when you do that, your pad may show a little black.
Yeah.
So we're gonna test this cleaning system out. Dunking this in a bit of rinseless wash.
Massage it slightly.
Yep. If this didn't work as well as intended, could I get some all clean going? I mean, what do you recommend?
But you won't need it.
Okay.
That staining on the pad is just that, it's staining. It's not gonna interrupt anything while Nick is doing that. Now you can see what came out of the pad. I've got a perfectly clean, brand new pad once again.
That's already cleaning it up pretty nicely. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's clean.
As we start polishing again, notice Nick's posture. And that's something a lot of people don't really take care of. And you'll notice how he's bent over, hunched. That's very hard on his back, that's hard on his shoulders, and he maintains that posture for a long time. So be careful when you're polishing. Stand up straight, use your body, and don't abuse your body. Now myself, I'm spending a lot of time on that mirror. That mirror was etched with a lot of insect remains, and spending a little extra time, just gonna blend those in a little better, making it look much cleaner. Again, Nick's posture is just horrendous. It doesn't really matter for me, but for him, he's the one that's going to be sore. Notice how his back is curved, his shoulders are hunched over. He's not going to be a happy old man if he keeps up that posture. Now it's much better. He's squared up his shoulders, and oh, there he goes, leaning again. Just be careful with your posture. It's one thing that a lot of people don't pay attention of when they're detailing, but you should. If you take a video of yourself, like we've done here, just set your phone up on a tripod, and you'll see your posture. Now, the squatting motion that Nick is doing is great. That's actually quite good for your back, and it's a lot better than bending over. Now, you see how dirty my pad was? Just a little dunk in the rinseless wash. Massage the excess rinseless out, spin it, and we have a perfectly clean pad again. One spray of the polish, and I can continue on the next section. Speaking of posture, Nick is young. That squatting isn't a problem for him. Myself, a little older, I'm using a tool. We don't have the machine available yet. It's a prototype we're working on. We'll let you know when it's ready. Nick as well, showing off his slightly soiled pad, cleaning it, a bit of massaging. And Nick is going a little overboard on the massaging. You don't need to do it that much, but more isn't a damaging thing. It's just taking a bit of time. One spray, very good, just one. Now for myself, I wipe the polish off as I go, one section at a time. It's great for me. Nick prefers to leave it till the end, and there's nothing wrong with either way. They're both great, they both function, they both get the job done. I just find it for myself a little more efficient to wipe off as I go. Nick prefers to leave the tracers behind of the polish so he can see where he's been, where he has to go. I did the top half of the door, now going for the lower half of the door and the rocker panel. You'll notice how Nick has nice even strokes, not in a rush, moving that sander slowly, and that's the way we want to do it. You don't need to be in a big rush. The slower you move, the faster you work. Both using a 50% overlap. So you move half of the pad over, do a stroke, move half again, do another stroke, and keep working that way. Once again, Nick is doing the trim. Making sure that it's all nice and clean. Done the door, I'm going to wipe it off again so the gray towel is rinseless dampened. It's not a wet towel, it's not dripping. I'm just emulsifying that polish residue, making it easier to wipe away with the next towel.
Ivan, different strokes for different folks. You like to wipe off the polish as you go. I tend to be a little less, I would say, methodical.
Yeah.
So this helps me stay on track to know where I've been.
Right.
Hashtag be like Ivan. It's all right. Okay, nearly done with this door, top there. How you feeling, Ivan?
I just have to wipe this off and I'm done.
Couple little sprays of ceramic gloss, wiping it off with that buffing towel, and the front section will be done. Now Nick had a little more surface area to work with than I did, so of course he's going to take a little longer. We're making sure that we're getting a nice job, nice and even everywhere, everything covered, no spots left behind. Notice I'm doing straight lines and squares and circles. The geometric shape that you choose to wipe off the polish residue is really not important. Just a little spray of the ceramic gloss, wipe it off, and you're good to go. Make sure you don't leave any high spots. And Nick is hopefully going to get that little spot he missed before, above the door. There he goes. So, now the whole side is done. Just double checking my work, making sure I've got all those little cracks and crevices taken care of.
I believe I asked how you were feeling, Ivan, not how far along were you on the job.
Oh,
I just remembered I asked you, how are you feeling? You said, I'm almost done. I was like, but I just want to know how you're feeling.
feeling good. It's shiny, it's beautiful, it's what we want. Now, while Nick is wiping that off, I'm going to show you another use for this little sander that's a lot of fun. But I need to find a 5-inch pad first.
You also work so incredibly quickly, but do so with, I don't know, like a very nonchalant manner. I think that's why being meticulous is so important.
Oh.
Not in a rush to wipe this down. Let's let the air evaporate.
Yep.
A lot of this rinseless wash. But it's not bad for it to be a little wet, right? Because when you spray the ceramic gloss, you're kind of acting like, hey, this is a drying aid.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of ceramic gloss, you've done this quickly. Your polisher is still here. You're having fun. One way I love to apply ceramic gloss is actually with this little machine.
I actually had someone ask me about that the other day.
Yeah, it's going to blow the budget a little bit on the $100 maybe, but two sprays of ceramic gloss
with the jeweling pad.
With the jeweling pad is just so much fun.
Spray or two on the pad is all you need, and you're just lightly massaging it in with the machine. It's a lot of fun, and it's going to amp up the gloss just that much more. Plus, it actually extends the durability of the ceramic gloss.
good candidate to use that, or would there be a specific vehicle where applying ceramic gloss on the rotary drilling pad, on the dual action sander, which is a lot, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
When would that be a good combination?
Someone who likes using the tool and wants to have fun. And it's gonna get your ceramic gloss a little more durability, and smoothness.
Is it embedding the ceramic gloss a little more in the paint then, with that movement?
Yeah, that's what it's doing.
Is it kind of polishing as well at the same time? Like, what speed is your sander on?
Well, that one only has 1 speed, so.
Okay.
It's an easy decision to make. It's on or off. You can see the additional gloss that I've got there.
And just with what I'm doing, I know I'm taking longer. What are we going after? What are we realistically achieving? 'Cause I see a lot of gloss here, but like, we're not going after heavy defects with this combo, are we?
No, not at all. This is for someone that has a relatively well-maintained vehicle that just has, a bit of slickness issues, or they just want to brighten up the paint. This is a great way of doing it. And one thing that you've noticed, or may not have noticed, sorry, and no editing, so you'll see that little glitch, but our pads free spin, meaning that when we put them in here, they spin at high speed. That's because we removed the pad brake. And most of these sanders have pad brakes because they're sanders. A polisher should not have a pad brake. A polisher should be free spinning. In this case, there's 4 little screws here. You remove the 4 screws, and there's just a little rubber piece that rubs up against the back of this. Remove that little rubber piece, save it. If you ever want to use this as a sander again, put the backing plate back on, and it'll be free spinning like this.
Boy, Ivan, this is glossy paint.
It sure is.
Truly, you're not going for 100% defect removal, but you are going to get quick and easy gloss with this method. And it's so easy that anybody can do it. I'm not just saying that. Like, I really, truly believe it.
We have phenomenal gloss. We use way less than $100 worth of products and tools.
I love this. It's something you can do with your kid or your dad or or your mom. Like, anybody could do this. It's beginner friendly. It's fun. It's so rewarding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if they like this, what's another video they could watch, Nick?
Watch this video. It's fun to detail. We hope you enjoyed as much as we do. And that's what this video is all about.